Hello, I wanted to get on here and talk about a new show that I'm watching called 99 to Beat. Sorry, I have my notes down here. Y'all, I love like game shows. I love the old school game shows, new school game shows. I would consider this a new school game show. Anywho, the basis is, let's see, there are 100 people. I think it said 50 games that they'll play. And the only thing is, do not finish last. So that's why it's called 99 to beat, because the one person will win the prize, and it's $1 million. So the first couple games they did individuals. So essentially, okay, so the first game, it was 1,000 balloons. There were 99 lays inside the balloons. The balloons you could not see through. And all you had to do was put a lay on, and essentially the last person was eliminated. So the oldest person on 99 to beat got eliminated. So she got 100th place, which I love it, to where they show where they're at. I didn't know how many people or how many games they were going to get to play in the hour, but they got to play 5. And then for every eliminated guest, there is $10,000 that is added to the pot. So that's how you get to your $1 million. Okay, game number 2. Um, it was one of those. Oh my God, I forget the show. It was one of those games from the show that's on Netflix. Oh my God, it literally just slipped my mind. Squid Games. Um, where there was a whistle in a block of ice, and you couldn't bang the block of ice, you just had to melt the block of ice, right? And the last person to get it done is eliminated. And then they had to blow the whistle so that they get it out of the ice without like dropping it and breaking it. And then they had to blow the whistle, and then they were approved that they made it. So Tammy finished 99th there. Now, I thought it was just mostly like regular old Dolo people. Nah, they showed Sandra from Survivor. I was like, okay, girl. Then who else was in there? Tommy from Big Brother, Carl Maria from The Challenge. Those are the only, I think, 3 people that I saw thus far that I recognize from other game shows that I watch, right? Okay, so then game 3. Um, Players will be shown an item, and then they have to guess how much that item weighs. And so they had 3 boxes with 3 different ranges of the items. One of the items was like 4 or 5 cactuses. One of the group of items was like 6 or 7 referees, and you had to guess. And so essentially, if you guessed right, you moved on. If you guessed wrong, you had to play to the next round. So finally, they got to one of the last rounds was a camel, yeah, it was a camel, I think. Oh my gosh! And then the last round was a combination of everything. So um, they told how much everything weighed, and they had to guess like the ranges or whatever. Anywho, let's see. So that eliminated the 98th person. So that was game 3. Game 4 was grab a piece of spaghetti in your mouth and thread pieces of rotoni on the strand of spaghetti. So I think they had to get 6 rotoni pieces on the spaghetti. And then they had to hold it up, and then they had to be approved to like move on. I love these games because these are games that you can actually do at home with stuff that you have. So you can make a 99 to beat or whatever. I remember minute to win it. Like those games were just so much fun. Okay, so that eliminated the 97th person. Game 5 was different, which I appreciate. They had to get in groups of 12, and then they had to essentially pass water down with a bucket on their heads, and they had to pass it down to the next person to get a ball out of these cylinders. They had 3 cylinders that they had to fill up as a team. So the water is moving, they're dumping, people are getting wet, which is funny. They did it in 2 heats. So they had, I think it was 4 groups or 8 groups of 12. And so essentially the last group, so they did it in 2 heats. The losers from each of those heats then played together, and then those 12 people were all eliminated. So that eliminated 12 people right there. Um, so that's how because I was like, this show is going to last forever if they're eliminating one person per game. No, 12. So in total, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in total, on the first show, they eliminated 16 people. So the prize pot is at $160,000. Now, Sandra got eliminated, I think she was eliminated in the group challenge. So, but they survived 5 games. So, let's see. There are 84 people left. So episode number 2 comes on this week. So I'm excited to see it. But which games do you think you would be good at? I think the 5 games out of this show, I think I would be good at the the balloon game was pretty simple. I think I would have been good at the whistle game where you had to get the whistle out of the ice. People were putting this block of ice all different kinds of places on their bodies. It was so much fun to watch. But yeah, so really excited. Let me know which game you think you would be good at and which game you would do. And then let me know what your thoughts about the show are. We'll see how long this show lasts. I think it's interesting, it's fun, and it's kind of like a show to it's like a fall show to go into the holidays with, right? So let me know. Thank you so much. Bye.